Okay, let's not have any audio errors like yesterday. And we're going to test this audio and see if everything is working because I'm not going to record for almost 30 minutes and not have any audio. It was like collective. I think it was like maybe 25 minutes, but we're going to check this time around. Alrighty, we are all set. We are all set. Let's talk about some updates. So, the very cool thing, as I was manifesting a job or a career to have, it happened rather quickly in awareness. Like, okay, let me stop fumbling around because, see, I'd be playing around like I don't know this, and this is what I've been talking about. Ooh, I'm getting chills. I don't know why. Am I getting chills at what I'm about to say? But this is kind of what I've been talking about in the last videos where I realized it's still Year of the Snake. I'll have this thing where my ego will try to come in here and be like, oh, yeah, so, I did this very quickly, knowing damn well I manifested instantly because manifestation is instant. This has been the long going battle for a long time, but it's not really a battle. It's like a fun back and forth at a dinner conversation with my higher self and lower self. And even there, I'm over here like gasping on air, being quiet. Like, I don't even know why I'm doing that, bro. I gotta stop playing. Anyway, sorry. That's like a me mental note. Me having conversations within my mind right now. Schizo hours. But no. So, where am I? Where am I? In the last video that I filmed, I talked about how I realized and resonated with a post from another content creator that talked about how, it was the last full moon of Year of the Snake. And just, it's very funny because I was getting on myself about these videos or not trying to, or not trying, but not being as intense with myself and all this. And I came to a very big realization today. And it also came through the form of seeing another post that a creator talked about where this hustle grind culture mentality has actually been a harmful inherited genetic or intergenetic or something type of trait that exists within the literal, like the black identity or just, black communities everywhere. This hustle and grind mentality that comes from survival and not from like a healthy place where it's like you're working hard to achieve what you want and all of that. It's like an ingrained system that's in all of us to hustle and grind to damn near past and at burnout, right? And it brought me to, I don't know, I think I'm sharing all these realizations for it all makes sense. It all makes sense. I bring it all together in the end. But all these realizations made me realize that, man, I I transcended the mindset of being in survival or hustling and grinding to get where, because what's funny, that mindset is ingrained in us, but not in the way where it's for us to achieve what we want out there. It's ingrained because you feel like you have to prove yourself to someone else, right? And I saw this Asian woman's video that was a really, really cool video too, where she talked about being highly critical of yourself. And I realized where parts of me, it's still in my identity, no matter even if I had the spiritual awakening or not. It's like part of those lower patterns in you come back. So, this whole energy around Year of the Snake and it being about releasing, shedding, letting go. It's just funny because right around the time that I've now got this new job and everything is kicking off, like one of the new businesses I'm starting, I'm even rebranding the channel, all of that, it's happening in such a funny way where I'm like, well, in an aligned way where it's like, wow, all it really was me choosing, and not living by anybody else's standards, meanings, or perceptions, which I used to pride myself on having that strong of an identity already. But then I started to realize where even if you're someone who like says they reject the system or whatever, the system is always still a part of you. So, I've figured for a very long time that I was living by my own standards and means. But it's like when you really start to go all in, it's like there are parts of you that are uprooted or unearthed from like the deepest parts of you that are still like energetic signatures from this past. So it's just odd to see it kind of come out into light now and finally release itself. And it feels freaking amazing. And what I was getting about in the beginning of the video, getting on about the whole manifesting and kind of fumbling in the beginning, is I know manifestation is instant, so let me not play around. I knew the job, whether in the physical it gave me it or not, was always going to be mine, because where one door closes, another one opens, as my girlfriend said today. But it was funny to me because it was like, this is so true. And not only that, it just, it doesn't matter. You're not manifesting to get things out of you. You're manifesting to get things out of you. Freudian. You're not manifesting to get. You're manifesting. I don't even like the word manifestation so much, because how many times you got to use it in a sentence. But you're basically embodying the version of yourself that you want to be now, to summon those thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and the things that they've experienced in that movie that you can already see. You're embodying it now so that you can physically have the representation of it, and not just have it in the 4D, which is a funny like back and forth, because the 4D, or just the higher dimensions, are the real, like the true world, but then this one is like an afterthought of those worlds, and that's why there's a lag here. But you shouldn't be aware of a lag. I'm just saying, in a physical sense, there's the perception of time, right? But in the 4D and the dimensions that go above, there is no time in between your manifestations. In the moment I claimed and applied for jobs, and I said I have one of the best paying jobs, it was already done the moment I claimed it. And I never went back on it because I didn't really care about it. I didn't have an attachment to it. And now here we go. I get an offer like in 2 days. It was crazy. I had the interview the day before. They really liked me, enjoyed out of the other candidates, and I got it. And it's actually aligned with what I wanted to do and wanted to have, a job where there was commissions also, but a good hourly rate. So that's very funny. And then just other things that have been playing out too. Like, I started a business that I had as an idea. Like, I had it as an idea as a kid, and I actually was doing it as a kid, but never thought in my mind, or never had someone behind me pushing me to make me realize that this could be something that you could actually do in the future. Never knew. And I didn't even know you can scale it into a full business. But truthfully, you can scale anything into a full business. And I'm not going to gatekeep or anything like that here, but it's flipping or reselling. I've always been good at sales and reselling, and just talking to people and making genuine relationships with people when I've sold things. And it's funny because, I'd listen to Gary Vee, and, just others like Gary Vee who've done like flipping or reselling or garage selling. And it's funny because it was almost like life was always subtly trying to tell me that that was a path that I could take in life, or that I would be like hella good at if I ever needed like an extra $1,000 in my pocket over a weekend or something like that. This is a route I could take, and I've always been good at it. And I was like, and I just never had, not to say that there was any supposed to be anybody that was going to push me back then to realize that. I think just the family that I chose to incarnate into had very base, like, yeah, I'm grateful for them, because they weren't really controlling of where my future would go. They definitely had their opinions, but also no one was way heavily controlling. So it was like, I got the way I see the lesson and the blessing that I've been given with my family is not, restrictive religious beliefs or things like that, or very like, you got to do this and that. But, the other side of that is I got the family trauma, but also I didn't get the controlling, devilish type of manipulating family. I got it more in the emotional weight department. Um, but it's very funny because it's like, despite all that, I'm grateful for that, because now it's like, hey, I got to go and do it myself. But from what I've seen, some of the best people I've met, and just the coolest, dopest people I've met, are the people that had, no one else in their family, but they made it. I have like one other person, and it's my cousin, and I would say the younger, her younger sister, and maybe the children of the family went off and did their own little thing. But like, my cousin is like the one that's the closest mirror to me, who's done her own thing and built her community of people and had a TED talk and things like that. And then there's me, who went off and did the YouTube thing and got partnered on YouTube. And it's like, I'm just seeing now, it's like, yeah, we were just that's what we wanted to come into being. That was what we wanted to experience. So, but in the physical sense, it would have been crazy if I did have like, a parent or someone as a child look at the certain crafts of things I was into and been like, there you go. Like, motivate him. for me in my life, it's always been people outside of myself. It's always been teachers, it's always been friends, even when it comes to dance. Funny enough, the thing that really killed dance for me very early on, but I still dance, was, my stepfather. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but he killed it because he instantly jumped into, how are you going to make money with this? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? Because that's the thing that's been ingrained in Black people, man. It's like survival, survival, survival. This can't just be a hobby. It can't be fun. He literally had the acronym FUN as being like, if you were having fun when you were younger, it means you were going to be a fucked up nigga. And that also comes from him having a rougher childhood, but he also said it was fun for him, that he had fun. So who knows? But that just shows you perception is reality. Anyways, I'm talking about stuff this is years behind where I'm at in my spiritual journey. But I just laugh at these things because when I look back at them now, I'm like, see, and I took that and, you know, made it relate to the first point about what I was seeing pop up in my algorithm about this whole thing that's been ingrained generationally in Black people. Because it's like the funny thing is if you're living in survival always for money, food, health, wealth, or, getting your mind right, you'll never get your mind right. Like, that's just 100% facts. You'll never regulate your nervous system. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. You'll get to the end of your all your hustle and grind, and you'll look back and be like, man, but what was the deeper purpose? What was this all for? And you would have never. And it's good that you have the material gains, because we live in a system that everyone agrees upon to pay to live. But you will get to the end of that road and be like, what do I have to really show for it? I grind, I burn myself out. I've had to, maybe isolate. You hear stories of people who had to isolate and hustle and grind, but now you're spending the rest of your life picking up the pieces. And for some people who hop on this hustle and grind mentality, they never actually make it, because the funny thing is that success is determined by the individual, not external people. So it's just all of this stuff in existence are really big lies being sold to us and told. And, and it's just sad that it really hits the Black community extremely hard. And I know other minority groups get hit with it hard, but, just from my perspective and what I've seen and who I've talked to, it's like, it feels like Black people the most are susceptible to like religious programming, any type of programming, social conditioning. And then maybe it's because they're people that are people, or our, my people, indigenous, are people of the heart. So you're more open, like your heart is more, open. And I don't want to say any of this to get people mad or upset. Or what I'm trying to say is, like, Black people have bigger hearts than other people. But what I'm saying is, like, you know, kindness feels like it's more naturally our thing. Like, we're people of the heart. And that hence why people get hung up in things very quickly, or are more susceptible to getting fucking played, or whatever the case may be. Anyways, I'm rambling for day 19, but this is just something that's been on my mind because I've been thinking about it. And also, I'm also just grateful for my manifestations getting. Okay, so it's me claiming reality, but it I'll just say this, for the lack of not wanting to separate and have to do all the mental gymnastics to try to affirm on video and then be like, okay, but I'm not saying this because it's already done, not jump around. So this is also what I said I want the future of these videos to also represent and be, is claiming reality as it is, taking control of your perception, and taking control of what tries to affect you on the external reality that may be still playing itself out from an old version of you, and you're claiming the new. So taking your power back from everything. So what I'm going to claim right now, and not say the other thing I was going to claim, not even acknowledge it and tell you guys what it is. I'm just going to speak as one and speak as the current me that already exists. Get what I'm saying? And we're going to say this. And remember, all of this that I'm about to say to myself, you can also say to yourself, and you should say it to yourself. I'm grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for all the people I've met on my journey, and everyone who has had an experience with me, low vibrational or high vibrational, no matter the difference. It's all the human experience and where spirits have in it. And I'm grateful for everything, because I feel like everything, I don't even feel like, I know everything plays out in my highest good. There you go. There's a little Freudian slip from the old self. I feel, I know everything is working out for me in my highest good, or for my highest good. And I appreciate that. And I take it all. I take it all to the chin. I take all the negative and the good, or what could be perceived as negative and good, and I take it all with a grain of salt, because I know at the end of the day, nothing outside me defines my greatness. I'm great at the end of the day. I know how hard I work. I know what I've been through. I know the hearts that I've touched, whether high vibrational, low vibrational, the roles I've played for people. I've only led with the purest of intentions. I only lead with the purest of intentions, and I know no evil can work against me. All evil that ever tries to work against me just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It gets put right back into my field, manifesting money or anything else for me. And I know I keep living my life by those standards, and I'll just have a dangerously good life. There's nothing that could really touch me, because I always lead with pure intentions. I always have pure intentions for the people I meet. I always have pure intentions for the places I work. I always lead with leaving a place better than I left it, no matter if it's affecting the people in a better way, affecting someone's mind, same sort of thing, but I'm still going to say it because it doesn't matter. And that's how I'm going to lead. And I know that we live in a challenging, obstacle filled game called Earth, but I'm going to beat all these obstacles in the best way I know how, and I'm going to make it look easy. And it's easy. Life is easy. It's not without its challenges, but that comes with the territory of where we incarnated. And that's how I feel to play it and how to end the video. No, there we go. There was a feel. A feel slipped in there, you see? That's how I know to play it. Got to talk with certainty out here. I appreciate all of you who watch the videos. I appreciate anyone who comes by and just even clicks on a video. I appreciate these videos will find the people they need to find. And again, shout out to Rich's journey, because his message came at such a funny time, and the world is just a reflection of me. So it's just very funny, because it felt like me coming through another person to tell me this, you know? And even how we've been DMing back and forth. Oh, excuse me, a little bit of a burp. It's kind of funny, you know? So maybe collaboration coming soon. Collaboration coming soon. Who knows? That'd be crazy. But other than that, LER out. I'm gonna go. What did I say, dude? That's the thing with having like a lisp. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go, I guess, and I'll see y'all in another video, dude. Much love, and remember, if you my course down below, if you want to really master your mind, dude, I left some gems in there. But in all seriousness, if you go within, you will realize all you need is within you, and that's it. It's simple. It's so simple. It's the thing that makes it tough is you're versing the person who knows you the best. So you're going against like yourself as a chess player. Like it's just that's what it is. There's no other way to explain it. You know your ticks, you know what makes you mad, you know what triggers you, and if left unchecked, it's just if you have higher awareness, you can see it in moments. Someone will do something that maybe triggered you as a child, and someone you completely don't know, just a new stranger that you've met, does that same exact thing that brings up that childhood thing. If you then react, you're still getting caught by the programming. So release yourself from the programming. Much love, and I'm out of here. And yeah, man, it's been a journey, and I'm glad to be embarking on this. And I'm also going to like a little carpentry thing tonight, because I wanted to get into the trades also. Just got a lot of opportunities. I'm hopping on each one that I create and have good time, be proactive. And also to end this video by saying this, if anybody comes by and hears what I'm saying about the hustle and grind culture and so, it's good to work hard. Like that's a given. Outwork anybody, right? But understand your limits. Don't burn yourself out. And no, we're not in that's a thing that's been sold to us. Like we're not in a generation of you need to hustle, grind, 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 grind to be a great person. Like I've manifested great partners, great people, met great people where it's like I was just being me. There was no, and I work hard as an individual at what I want, but yeah, there was no like I need to wake up at fucking 4 a.m., dip myself in an ice bath and all this to fucking master myself. And I feel fucking amazing. And I just know because I did it. So I observed myself how I felt when I was absolutely hustling and grinding myself to the bone. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It felt sickening. I felt sick. No. So I'll push myself, work hard as hell. But if my body tells me I need rest, my mind goes, hey, it's time to pause. I'm going to pause before sickness manifests or something and I get my ass sat down. So, anyways, there's nothing more you need to do than go within self and just be you and work hard at being you than you do on any other job. And naturally, the working hard mentality and everything comes. So, yeah, I'm out.